Hey everyone, just want to front load this at the beginning of the podcast. It's going to be a little bit different this time. Unfortunately, Lauren is sick. Last Thursday, when we were going to record our normal episode, Lauren wasn't feeling so great. It turned out she had a fever. Well, a few days go by, she's still not feeling great. She went to the urgent care. She has strep throat. So it's kind of hard to record and probably not very wise to talk for like 2 hours if you have a throat condition. So Lauren is going to be stepping aside for this one. I wanted to get something out this week. So my friend and listener of the podcast, Will Party, will be joining me. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. I hope everyone enjoys this one. The next episode, it's a shame because we really enjoyed both the movies that we watched for that one. And I'm sure like the vibes were going to be there. But wait a little bit longer for that one. And I hope you enjoy this episode. And thanks again for listening. I know we have a really tight knit group here, but I truly love making this podcast for all of you. So I hope you enjoy this episode with Will Party, and we'll see you. Well, yeah, let's just start it now. Hi, I'm a PC, and I'm a Mac.
Hey PC, when was the last time you lost your virginity?
What?
All right, I don't know. You're ready to go.
Yeah,
I wrote up some talking points.
Okay.
I love this movie, man. I can talk about this like easily for an hour.
All right.
Do you have notes?
I have a couple notes. I can go get them. Oh, they're right here. Well, all right. Let me get the formalities out of the way. I already kind of recorded like a warning for people if they were expecting to hear Lauren and.
Okay, so how's the? Do you just want to introduce me and then like I can start talking and then you like cue me in on like.
I've been recording for like a minute, so.
Oh, all right. I'll shut up. You go for it.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Good Screen. I'm Russell, and with us today, we have Will Party.
Hey, thanks for having me out.
He returns to the podcast.
I'm back, baby.
Yep. Lauren's sick. I put up a front end message about that on the podcast. Ew, did I just say that? That was a work term. Ugh. That's what we say when like a system's down and we like record something that so people don't call us. Ugh.
Well, let's circle back to that.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to use other words.
That'll come up again in your evaluation. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Today, yeah. So we're gonna try as much as possible to do a normal. You've listened to the podcast enough, right? You know how this works.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to it every time.
All right.
And give you outstanding advice every time.
Yeah, like we need to actually like talk about the movie.
That was awesome. That was such a good episode.
That was which one was that?
I think that was Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. That was probably like we were just really tired and we were trying to say something.
Just talking about like a video game, and then you're like, yeah. Okay, so what'd you think of this movie? Yeah, that's all right.
It was okay.
So screenless shout out.
we were still finding our voice then, and I'll be honest, like we still kind of are now. Like I want to try so many different things.
You guys have a pretty good format.
Yeah, we got it down now. Last week, or I guess the last time that we recorded, I was like, Lauren, I think we need to take video games out of the podcast. And we started and just started talking about movies, and I was like, this feels gross. Like it felt like something was missing.
I mean, it does kind of like fill up like a lot of like, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but the last like 3 episodes, we were like, this is going to be our longest podcast ever, and they've been like progressively getting shorter. Like they're still like 2 hours long, but like the longest one was like before we were really doing the new format of like 2 big movies. So anyway, so you know the drill. What is your what have you been enjoying on the good screen?
Oh man. So if I had to choose one thing, it's probably been soccer.
Yeah,
I have the MLS pass,
nice.
and I mean, I needed to fill the void because basketball has just been so terrible the last. Well, I shouldn't say terrible, but like just disappointing,
Yeah,
right?
disappointing
Um,
and underwhelming.
yeah. So I figured I'd watch like a good team in their like league.
Right.
So I was watching Philly Union.
Okay.
Right now they're doing a I think it's like League Cup where they have like a bunch of teams from MLS, the Mexican equivalent, like North American teams, and then like
Yeah.
Canadian teams. And I was watching this game on Friday, and like you know how soccer works, right? They don't like stop the clock; they
Yeah,
just add time at
they
the end.
yeah, they
Okay,
add time and they kick the ball.
that's true. They do kick the ball. They use their head,
Yeah.
and um. Okay, so like just to like let you know why I'm in is I was watching the game. They added 10 minutes on 10-minute stoppage time. Sorry, I don't know like the terms that well.
Yeah.
And then on so it was a total of 100 minutes this game. On the last second, Philly scored like a walk-off goal.
Holy shit.
It was electric. And now tonight they're playing in the semifinals for League Cup against Inter Miami, and
Whoa.
the big hoopla is Inter Miami just got Lionel Messi, um,
Oh
who
yeah.
just won in the World Cup for Argentina, and I haven't I've just seen like highlights for Inter Miami, and it looks like he's just playing like
He's playing
against
like
little leaguers.
yeah. That's is
So-
that fair? Like can you
oh
do
yeah,
that?
it's totally fair. Yeah, it's so fair.
That's like
Uh, I think Beckham did this for MLS too.
oh,
Yeah, he was in the Premier League, and then I don't know what team Beckham played for, and then
I don't know
went
either.
to LA Galaxy.
Wow.
And that was a whole movement, I believe.
That's like can you imagine if like Ken Griffey Jr. came back for the Seattle Mariners? Like that's not fair.
I have no idea who that is, Russell. I
Ken
don't really
Griffey
follow
Jr.?
baseball that much. No, I mean it sounds
What?
like it sounds like a video game, right? Like
He well yeah, he was so good he got a video game.
oh, kind of like Madden,
Oh,
but I don't think
yeah.
John Madden football.
Well, John Madden's dead. He can't come back to play.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
by the way, those are like the only two names I know in football or soccer. That and Pele, but apparently he died.
I think recently too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
thought he
mean,
was like 30 and I was like, "What?"
no, no. Dang, I think he was like 16 when he won the World Cup for like Brazil or something
That's
like that.
insane.
Yeah, it was pretty bonkers.
But yeah, that MLS thing, like I thought about like trying it, but like the season's almost over, right?
No, it'll go until November,
Oh, really?
and you
Oh,
can get
wow.
it. Yeah, it's 50% off now,
Well, there we go.
and like it includes playoffs, and like
Oh, really?
Philly's probably gonna get another deep run.
See, that's the
So,
thing I don't like about MLB TV because they stop you after the regular season,
yeah,
and I
that's
pay like
criminal.
$160 for it now. So,
Yeah, it was I mean,
uh,
if I MLS is long too. It's like late March to early November, and it's only like
okay,
$100 flat.
wow, that's
I thought it
like
was a pretty good deal.
that does seem like a pretty good deal. Do you think that the future of like sports is going to be subscription service packages like that?
Um, it 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 really depends who like the league sells their rights to,
Yeah,
right? Like, um, who has the contract for the NBA right now? I think like Disney. So,
Disney.
yeah, I think so.
Ugh.
'Cause but like, how do they get some of the games on NBC and
Yeah, like they're all over the place. Like and for baseball,
right?
it's like Sunday games are on Peacock, Friday night games, a
Oh my
couple of them
gosh.
are on
Yeah, yeah.
Apple TV, and then
It's like that
YouTube
for
gets one.
NFL too.
Yeah. I think they
Like
just gotta
I
like,
have to have Amazon Prime to watch Thursday Night Football.
yeah, that's very bizarre. And I like one of these networks is just gonna step up and be like, here's the whole NBA season plus the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, NFL season plus the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I do hope it would come to that. It's just
Yeah.
like these these media companies just have like too much money
Yeah,
to
and the
like
cable companies know they're fucked if like network like local games are gone from their
yeah,
servers. Like they're
yeah,
that's it. That's Comcast will like go under, or they'll have to like fully go into Peacock,
right.
which
But
sounds like a
like
joke, but
yeah, but I will say like if this is like the beginning of like when streaming was cool, right? Because it was
yeah,
like I can pay exactly for what I exactly want to watch.
yeah.
And that's all I want to watch is sports. I just don't want to have to like, pay
You don't want to pay for Food Network and
monthly.
HGTV.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or ESPN cornhole tournament.
oh hey, have you
Like,
ever like checked out professional darts?
no.
Oh my god. Look it up on YouTube sometime. Like it is fucking it is the best thing in the world. There was this tournament like right before COVID. It was during winter time, and for some reason everyone was like dressed up.
Okay.
And like the venues for it are just giant bars. And they have a stage with the darts on it. And
That's
there's
great.
this there is and it's very like inclusive because men and women are like on the same level because it's just darts, like anyone can throw a
Yeah.
dart.
Yeah.
um so this one lady, I forget her name, she was going up against like probably like a reigning champ or something, and she was like the underdog, and she won. But like it was so like we watched the whole thing. Like I randomly got recommended the game on YouTube. We watched the whole
Hmm.
thing, and it's fucking great. When they get like a perfect throw, which is 180, the announcer guy will just go 180, and everyone will like scream.
It's the equivalent of like screaming goal.
Yeah, it's like, and he has such a gravelly voice. It was great. But yeah, I'm a big fan of professional darts now because of that.
Legendary.
That I need to
Hey,
get
what have you
water,
been
but
enjoying? Oh, okay. No
I
worries.
will after this. But what have I been enjoying on the good screen?
Yeah.
I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah. You and a lot of other people.
Yeah, me and
How's
like
that?
everybody else. It's amazing. I will say like I'm oops. Hold on. I'm like actively adjusting my audio to make sure it's good. I will say that like Lauren probably has a lot to talk about at that game, so like I might not say too much, but
Is she playing it?
she's playing it a lot.
Oh, jeez.
She's further than me.
Gosh.
Yeah,
She needs to finish Final Fantasy VII,
that's what I was saying. You saw I put that picture on the TV. I
right?
printed. It's just like folded over now. Like it's still there, but maybe I'll throw that down tonight. Maybe she'll get a hint again. But
Do
she's.
we does the audience know about this image we're talking about?
I don't think so. So a few nights ago, I was on a Discord call with Will Party, who's right here with me,
So
and we were like, "How do we get Lauren to play Final Fantasy again?" So I printed out like a picture of Cloud on in a wheelchair, and it says "I miss you, Lauren" in like the text box, and I taped it on the TV, and Lauren laughed really hard when she got home, but I didn't hear it. I was sleeping, and
but it didn't
she
convince her.
yeah, it didn't convince her. However, that night she did say when she was driving home she was thinking about playing it, but she was working on a quilt for her brother, so she was kind of focused on that. She was really like focused
Right.
on a quilt project, which is why, or I guess a couple quilt projects, which is why she wasn't playing that. But then Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and she's really enjoying it. I probably won't say much else about it. I've also been playing Mario 2, the Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins.
On the Game Boy?
it's on the Switch. Like it's on the Game Boy thing on the
Oh,
Switch.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, that game is kind of hard to play um on a big TV because the frame rate is like really choppy, but it's still really fun. Um I think it has like the best music in like any Game Boy game because it's like one song remixed like 8 different times. I don't know if you're
Interesting.
super familiar
Okay.
with the game, but there's a good video about
No.
it. Like it starts with the main theme and then like every level has like a little bit of that main theme in it, but it's a different song.
Oh
So
boy.
it's pretty cool. Yeah. I really like that one because there's a carrot power up and I really like the fact that Wario's in it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have so much like built up about Baldur's Gate, but I know Lauren. I think like the original plan for the podcast was it was going to be just the Ninja Turtles movie and Baldur's Gate because we had so much to say about it. But then we watched another movie, so like that's why I'm saying like the next podcast we do, like me and Lauren, is going to be like really. It's actually going to be really long. So
The longest one we've ever
it
recorded.
it will definitely be the longest one we ever recorded because she also started watching another TV show
Okay.
on top of everything. But I'm not gonna like talk for her. So
Well, cool.
yeah,
Can't wait to hear about Baldur's Gate 3.
yeah, it's a game.
I guess so.
Yeah, you should check it out. Well, you said it's too much for you, right? You were watching me play it the other day, and
I mean, like, I don't want to say like I don't have time. It's just that I
it's
don't want
yeah,
to devote time to
it's
it.
it's a big time game. Like I sit down to play it, and suddenly it's like 9 o'clock. Like I get up at like 6, I sit down to play it, and suddenly it's 9 o'clock, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like that sounds great because you're just like so
Oh
invested.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
If
don't
you
know.
have the
It's
time, it's a perfect like time waster. But um, other than that, like
I think it's I think I saw it for Steam Deck, but
yeah,
it's just
it's a little rough
for
on Steam
PC
Deck.
right now.
Yeah, it's coming
Oh,
out on
okay.
PS5 the same day Starfield comes out, so
Sus.
that game's dead in the water then.
Starfield?
Yeah, because everyone on like the big thing about it was this is Xbox's big game, and then PlayStation's like, hey, we're gonna do an early access period for Baldur's Gate 3 that actually puts it out a day or two before Starfield's early access. So if you feel left out from that, you have this probably better game.
Oh, jeez.
Like, isn't that nasty? Like, that is like the worst. Although I will say, I'm gonna drop this game like a rock when Starfield comes out, and hopefully Starfield's good. But if it's not, I'll just go back to it. Baldur's Gate 3. So
No?
that's all I'll say for now. Do you mind if I get up for a minute and get some water?
Yeah, go for it. I'm just gonna do the baseline.
Okay, I'm gonna actually stop recording and check the levels and volume and everything.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
just bear with me 1 minute.
Do 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 do. Okay.
Okay, we're back, and I'll be honest with you, Will. I didn't do any research for this movie.
You
Yeah, do you want me to do that really quick?
before we got in this call, you're like, yeah, I'm good. I got a small
I have I
I
have
got some
notes. I
things.
have notes from when I watched the movie. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. I have some research, but I don't know exactly what like you're looking for. I mean I can just say what I have and then
All right.
I don't know.
We
What do
should
you want to
probably
do?
say what movie we're talking about. We're going to be talking about the movie There Will Be Blood.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, a classic from the late aughts.
yeah, it is starring Daniel Day-Lewis, who just fell off the face of the earth shortly after this movie came out.
No, he retired.
He retired. Oh, he retired. Okay.
Well, he That's the like enigma of Daniel Day-Lewis, right? It's just like he did this, and then he did
Lincoln.
Lincoln, and then he retired.
He was apparently in Phantom Thread. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I think
I
that
don't
was
know
a
what that
Paul
is
Thomas
either.
Anderson movie as well. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. So this movie was direct. I didn't know this until I watched the movie, like literally the credits of the movie. But it was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, which was also the guy who did. Did you ever see Licorice Pizza?
I did. I was gonna about to talk to you about that.
Yeah. How do you like that?
I didn't, and I don't know if I was like too stupid to like understand the point of it,
It
but
was like a circle jerk for like the 70s, and I just felt like nobody's around that feels like that about that decade
I
anymore.
I don't know what it was. I was just uncomfortable at a certain point. Like I don't get me wrong. Like I love Haim, right?
Yeah.
The band. So I was like thrilled they were in it, but I don't know what sort of like value
You
like
weren't thrilled
they
that
sort
she
of
was
brought.
in an underage relationship with like a
Okay,
15
that's
year
the big
old?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably like I honestly like I don't want to say like I kind of like turned my shoulder for that, but like I feel like there was too many metaphors in that movie, and I think the relationship was interpreted too much by a lot of people as like weird and creepy, and not like a dude just being out of his league.
I think we're talking about the wrong movie here, but like all
Yeah.
in all, that movie made me uncomfortable. This movie also made me
Yeah,
uncomfortable,
this
but
movie
I
is just
felt a
as
lot better
uncomfortable.
about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there will be
Good.
blood. I just want to say the first thing I wrote down in my notes is Minecraft vibes.
You want to explain that?
Yeah, because like in the beginning of the movie, he was digging straight down, and he was mining, and he found silver, and then he found oil. Now there isn't oil in Minecraft, but you know one day there probably will be.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I guess so. You know what? Sometimes like there was a scene in the movie where he was also swimming, and I guess you can swim in Minecraft
Yeah, you
too.
can
So.
swim. Like after that, I was like, okay, maybe this isn't going to be like my because I legitimately had no clue anything about this movie other than the very last scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
A lot. That's a lot of people's introduction to this movie.
yeah, which is hilarious. But
So let's just get right into it. Right. Let's
okay,
let's talk about um how we got into this movie, and
yeah,
I think for both of us, right, it was that meme. It was the
the milkshake meme.
yeah, like here's my straw, and
Yeah,
my straw reaches across the room and enters your milkshake. I'm butchering it here. I drink your milkshake,
yeah,
and like that was remixed. I think on Saturday Night Live,
really.
definitely by Smosh, because you
Smosh
sent
was
that
like
to
my
me.
introduction
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was really
Um,
like it was popular back then, and I would watch it every Friday.
I think Smosh was my introduction too.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the heck is this?" And luckily I figured out like what it was referencing. Well, I guess it's not hard, but like I figured out what it was referencing and then
Hmm.
watched that scene and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
With no context, it's hilarious, but like with the context of the
yes.
movie, it's like, oh, this guy's
Okay, so that's
crazy.
that's I want to talk to you about that point you made
Yeah.
where like the cuz like I've seen this movie a lot, but this is your first time seeing it?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, what did you think about the movie in general?
I thought
Do you think
it was really like it was really rough. Not like in a bad way, but like it just like for most of the movie I was like, is this gonna get any better for the guy? Like
okay,
who
so like
is yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you're thinking like dark and like violent and
Yeah.
like just like pure black of heart, greed,
Yeah. Like at first
miserable person.
I was kind of rooting for him because he was like helping out his son and stuff, but really like he was just trying to get more oil
Yeah.
like the whole
Yeah.
time. And the
So
whole.
I thought,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I thought this movie's hilarious.
Oh, it's funny.
Like, it's
Yeah.
it's so funny. It's um sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
like
it's okay.
when I first watched this, I was just like, in shock of like how awful Daniel Plainview is, how he
Yeah.
uses his son, how like he just when he can't communicate with him anymore because he
Yeah.
becomes deaf.
And
Like
that's when he started
he
going
just
insane because he was like, fuck, I can't like market with my son anymore because he's
hmm
deaf and like also probably like a 10-year-old alcoholic.
What do you mean by that?
He
Why do
he
you say
put
10-year-old
he put
alcoholic?
whiskey in his milk like since he was a baby.
No, but it doesn't mean he's actually
He
drinking.
might have had an alcohol dependent. No, he drank it. He forced him to drink it, remember?
Well, yeah, I know
Like it was
that,
fucked
but
up.
why is that fucked up? People put like he didn't pour it in the bottle. He just poured it like on the like binky part.
No, I mean like later on in the movie. Like when he was deaf. Do you
Oh,
remember
I don't
that
remember
part?
that. No, 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 no.
No, there was definitely a scene in this movie where he poured like a lot of whiskey into a glass and like a little bit of milk and like force made him drink it and then made him go to sleep. It
Huh.
was like right before the kid tried to burn the tent down.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So I
Okay,
think his kid had like alcohol dependency for a while.
maybe
I don't know. Either way, what were we talking about?
bad father,
Yeah,
right?
bad father, really bad father.
But like, man, this movie's so funny. It's just like
Yeah.
it's awful first time I saw it, and then like the more times I saw it, just like the way because I mean it's like let's be real. Like in my opinion, like it's the cinematography of this movie and
Yeah.
like Daniel Day Lewis's performance
Right.
of Daniel Plainview is just like the best parts of this movie. Like watching him scream at the end is great, but also like watching him like do you remember that scene where he's at the church and he's trying to get a pipeline built through like this guy's land?
Yeah.
Um so he's getting like baptized by Eli.
Just so he can get the
And
pipeline built.
yeah, yeah, and he's like, "Oh, come on, give me the blood of Christ. I'll have my pipeline." That's just like so
Do you think
awesome.
that this movie's actually like a warning about the Sigma grind set?
Sigma grindset. I mean, this is based off a book.
Yeah, it's based off a book called Oil.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Yeah, it's like I think this was the mindset, like the pull yourself up by the bootstrap. Then it became the hustle
Yeah.
mindset, and I guess Sigma mindset's the new thing. But like, it's just different names for the same thing, right? It's
Yeah.
just like
Can you
it's just
imagine?
capitalism.
I wrote down in my notes for this that America was truly born when Daniel christened his baby with oil.
I will agree with you there. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
where would we be without that?
where would you like? I mean, christening a baby with oil is probably the most American thing you can do. Like when he just like put it on his forehead. I don't know if that's christening or not. I'm not Catholic. No offense to the Catholics out there. So yeah, and then like everything about him, like at first is like you think, and as the audience, like you're kind of like led to believe that yeah, his wife died, and and yeah, he's raising the son himself and everything. But then you find out that he was actually like lying about all that too.
Yeah, he was just trying to look good
It
so
was a
people would sell him
business.
land.
Yeah, it was a
Wh-
business thing.
Me and HW here, we're a family enterprise.
They want to hunt quail on your land.
Now we could go and find quail some other place, but I'm giving you quail prices. Like such a needy bastard.
Yeah, this makes me really glad that I was not like alive back then because I definitely would have fallen for bullshit like this. like
Oh yeah,
100%.
his silver tongue.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would have been
dude.
like, oh
He's
yeah, sure, hunt all the quail. Like clearly, like we wouldn't have had the problem. I mean, that he had getting it like all set up and everything because I would have just given it to
hmm
him. But like, I would have let him walk all over me.
Yeah, isn't that so? Like this kind of like I guess segues into like um one of my questions for you. So like
Hmm.
in the movie, just for our audience, Daniel Plainview, the main character, played by Daniel Day Lewis,
Right,
learns of this oil field from someone named Paul Sunday,
right,
and Daniel goes to that estate and tries to negotiate with the Sunday family and the head of the household. Um, this kind of like leads into the enemy of the movie, which is Eli Sunday,
right. Yeah,
who
like the
is
younger
the
son.
identical yeah, he's the identical brother of Paul Sunday. Um, but he is a local pastor. So I guess I wanted to ask your opinion. What did you think of Eli Sunday?
For a little while, I thought that Eli Sunday and Paul Sunday were the same character, and he was like
Mm-hmm.
masking himself. But then, like Paul Sunday went up to be like a successful businessman or something.
Yeah, he has his own little oil field in
Yeah.
Mexico.
So like
Yeah,
at the end, I was
yeah.
like, oh wow. So Eli Sunday was great. He's also the Riddler from the new Batman movie.
Is he really?
Did you notice that?
Uh, no. I had to look
I'm
up the
pretty
actor's
sure. I'm
name.
pretty sure he's the Riddler from the new Batman movie. Oh shit! Hold
That's
on.
cool.
Yeah. So fuck, yeah, Paul Dano is his name. Oh god. Oh man. He has such a 2000s haircut. Am I wrong? Hold on. I might be wrong. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. Oh no, yeah, he was the Riddler. Yeah, he was the Riddler. I just know him. I just remember him, his face, because of that. Does he know like YouTube thumbnail thing? You ever see that meme?
No.
Okay, but yeah, I liked Eli because he reminded me of people that I grew up around because I grew up in like pretty close to a church.
Mm-hmm.
But like he was actually like a little bit too far gone in the whole church thing, pretending he was healing people of arthritis and like
Yeah.
and basically like semi implying that like all the bad things that were happening to Daniel were because he didn't let him bless the oil
The
fields.
the oil field, yeah.
Yeah.
So I found his character like perfect. Cause
Yeah.
like he he's just as corrupt as Daniel.
Right. Yeah, and like apparently he had all these like business things going on in the background and like with I guess the 19 I want to say 1920s stock market crash. He
I
lost a lot
don't
of money. He mentioned that at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
So
right. I
like it
don't think
comes
the market crashed at that point, but like,
there was a
well,
crash
maybe it did. It
before the
doesn't.
crash.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Um
Either way,
I'm not a historian, so I'm not sure what year it was. But yeah, then you find out that he wasn't really like going on like a mission or anything. He was like conducting like business deals and like shit, and it wasn't like really a true
yeah.
man of God at all.
He
And
was just trying to get a radio show.
yeah, and Daniel got it out of him at the end, which was probably the coolest moment.
That
Um,
was, I want you to say you're a false prophet.
'Cause that was like the last thing he said, like almost.
uh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I made a point to when I was about halfway through the movie. I said there was minimal blood 1 hour into the movie. For a movie called There Will Be Blood.
They didn't lie though.
Yeah, there was
Maybe, or do you
eventually.
think? Do you think blood is oil, like the blood of the earth?
I think yeah, I mean in a weird way I guess because that's just all the fossils and stuff from eons ago and not eons ago but like millions of years ago, right? That's what oil is.
Yeah.
and one day we'll all be oil.
Guess so.
But yeah, I think oil was supposed to be like blood, but also I thought it was really funny that the most blood in the movie was shown at the end, and then it just showed the title card at the end, or the not title card, but like the credit just said there will be
What do
blood.
what do you think of the final like um words from Daniel Plainview?
um,
I'm finished.
yeah,
And then title. I thought that was awesome.
yeah, that was good. That was a good way to send off the movie. Um,
Yeah, because he has nothing anymore.
yeah, like he's gonna go to jail basically because he fucking killed a guy.
Well, and he lost his son, and he's
Yeah.
just miserable.
Yeah, and the only net positive, and well, not even net positive, the only like happy like silver lining is the fact that his son uh went on to like live a somewhat fulfilling life even though he went deaf.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He didn't let it stop him.
yeah, so for the uninitiated, his son was like on top of the oil rig when they struck the oil, and the blast blew him off the roof but also deafened him. And father of the year, Daniel Fair whatever.
Plainview.
Plainview? Fair whatever. Daniel Plainview was like, "Oh shit, that's pretty bad. Here, sit here while I go stare at this fire all night."
Do you like? Yeah, that was pretty amazing, right? Like,
Yeah.
because when even though like his oil field was like on fire, like there was just so much oil that he's like,
He didn't even care. He was like, "Yeah, there's way more now. We know that there's a lot of oil."
yeah, he knew he was set for life.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you imagine if Daniel lived long enough to know that there was oil in like Saudi Arabia?
oh, you would have found a way.
There should be
I feel like he would have been absorbed by like um what's the big company out in California? I'm trying to think.
the big Apple?
Yeah, no. Oil company.
Oh man, BP?
No, it's British Petroleum.
Oh,
I don't think it's
Exxon?
Exxon.
No.
No,
76? Is that an
no.
oil
It
company? It's a gas station.
so it's Union Oil.
Union Oil is
So
who
they
he
have the
sold to.
right. Oh, he sold? I thought he just made a pipeline.
Oh, I'm sorry. He made a pipeline with them.
Chevron. Yeah, okay, so
Chevron.
Union Oil became Chevron.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter,
So he
but
would have
like
been like a Chevron executive probably.
probably, yeah.
Wow. Man, and like the beginning of the let's go back to the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie was kind of interesting because they never like really knew the full process to getting oil out of the ground, especially back then.
Like very, very beginning, because at the
Yeah.
very, very beginning, he's like digging up silver.
Yeah, and then he finds oil like by accident, I think, right?
I don't think he does. I think he just finds silver.
Yeah.
Beginning of the movie, he's in a silver mine.
Right.
He's just like doing it himself. Breaks his leg, falls in, grabs the silver, drags himself back to town. And then I think he finds silver or finds oil later. I don't think he uses the same location though.
Oh, okay. Maybe I interpreted that wrong. I thought he like stumbled across the oil.
I don't. Well, he stumbled across the oil when they were like, air quotes here, quail hunting.
Oh yeah.
But that was with the sun.
Yeah. Wow. So there's a part of this movie that he was trying to win over the people in the town, because they didn't have bread there, and he said that he would get them bread, and he didn't bring anybody any bread throughout the whole movie. So I think that was the point where I was like, this guy's a liar. None of these people have bread.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he deceived
That was the
everybody.
that was like the yeah, that was like the second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the second town meeting.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna plant all this wheat in this town, which was impossible because it
We need
wasn't fertile.
schools. You
Yeah,
want because children are our future. We're going to have the best education system here.
yeah, and like they
Yeah,
didn't show like any of the
awful.
town like developing or anything. It was just more and more oil refiners were popping up.
Yeah, it was just so long as like they had access to the railroad and they had
Hmm.
like crappy housing for like the oil workers,
And they
like they
made the
were fine.
road. They made a road to the church
Yeah,
out of
that's I
like
think it.
necessity, and they rebuilt the
Yeah.
church just to like keep Eli off of Daniel. But other than that, I wanted to point out that the soundtrack for this movie is bonkers.
Yes, especially the scene where the oil rig blows up, right? Because it's just
Yeah,
like a drum beat essentially, and then it just like picks up. I
yeah.
think.
It's like most of the soundtrack is just like percussion.
Yeah, but it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. And like the
Um,
beginning, like the opening, like weird noise that plays, like it plays throughout the movie, like every now and again, and that's when you think like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Basically.
what did you so the one thing that like always kind of made me like I never really knew how to like interpret it was when his like brother
Yeah,
that's weird, right?
that
Like
that whole part of the movie was kind of, if they could have cut anything out of the movie and like kind of kept the story there, I think the whole, I was just about to bring up his brother too, but like I think the whole like thread with his brother, like his quote unquote brother coming back.
didn't yeah, it felt like it was still like a loose thread, right?
Yeah,
Like
like
it didn't feel entirely fleshed out.
yeah, I think that was the point of like showing that he could have been deceived himself. I don't know, but then he killed him,
Mm.
so
Yeah, that was awesome.
yeah, and
Um, I I think what's interesting is just like how quickly like um he he can throw away like his son for
yeah,
like someone who's just claiming to be his brother, and then like I guess I don't know, he needs to have that illusion of like a family.
right. Yeah, it's just so like such an
I've
interesting
abandoned my
character.
boy.
And then of course like he comes back and lives with them probably until he's like an adult. So who knows what that was like though. A lot of time went by between like the beginning when he was settling her in the town and like drilling and stuff to like the aftermath, which is in 1927.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of curious, like I don't know if the book like covers that or if it cuts as well, but like also like was the book like based on a true story or
I think it's the context is like around um the teapot dome scandal.
oh,
Uh but I don't I don't think this movie like it's definitely not like a one to one. Like I think it was just like very loosely inspired
okay.
by it.
Yeah, the whole time I was thinking this didn't really happen, did it? um
No, I don't think it did, but I mean
yeah,
it's certainly it's not like out of the realm of possibility, right? Like
true. I mean, hey, that Sigma grind set was always around.
that Sigma grind set always was around.
Um let's see. What's another thing we didn't touch upon on this movie? We talked about his brother, which is definitely the strangest part of the movie by far.
Yep.
Um,
And that freaking like weird like scene on the beach when like he figures it out. Go to the
Yeah.
peach tree ball. What? The peach tree ball. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to look this up. Apparently that was meant to be like a local joke
Oh,
from like the area that they grew up in.
oh, in Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like the fact that he didn't get it was how he figured out like he was an imposter.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
But that goes by quick, right? Because then you like he figures it out and then they go to like a brothel and they don't I thought it was interesting like they don't show like um I mean like really any women in
Right?
this movie,
Yeah.
right?
There's like the little girl and I think the mother from the
Uh
Sundays.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it. It's a man's world out there in this movie. Whoa. I should really not say stuff like that after my interpretation of the Barbie movie.
No comment.
Yeah. Hey, did you see Barbie? Not to like totally get sidetracked here, but did you see Barbie?
No.
I don't know. The more
No,
I
I
think
didn't.
about it, like I kind of get it, but also at the same time, they just made it about the men in the end. So
I yeah, I don't know what to say.
yeah,
Didn't see
you
it.
should check it out
I, I
sometime.
I know I know about the outrage, but like
Yeah, I'm not like outraged about it. I think overall, like it it could be like a net positive for like girls and stuff, but I don't know. This movie, I wouldn't let like this when I was watching There Will Be Blood, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this was the V for Vendetta for like weird dudes before that movie came out."
what?
Like, like the I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah,
like
can you like explain
like
it?
can you imagine like all right, pretend you're in like middle school when this movie came
Okay.
out. I was in middle school when this movie came out.
Yeah, I was too.
And like, the dude who thinks he's like above like an alpha male basically, but he's really not, and he's the definitely like the nerdiest guy in the class, and he starts talking like Daniel Plainview and trying to like
Oh,
bend people to
yeah.
his
Okay.
will.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he wears like a suit and like a top hat
Yeah, and
every
has like
day.
a
I
really
got it.
shitty like I'm definitely just starting to go through puberty mustache, but he thinks it's as bushy as Daniel Day Lewis's.
Mm.
And every
Mm-hmm.
time someone orders a milkshake at lunch, he walks up to them and like
And
he doesn't
drinks.
shower, but like he spits all over the milkshake when he talks, and he does the slurping
Wow.
thing.
Wow. This is
This is a real
I
guy. This definitely
this is
happened.
I okay, so you think he was like an anti-hero inspiration, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of.
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't I mean, okay, I feel like people could be inspired by him,
Yeah.
like especially like at that like pivotal age. I just don't think this was very like I don't think a kid would have made it through the entire movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Like to the part where like they'd actually like
Like a
be
13-year-old
inspired because
kid be like, "Oh yeah, he's such
yeah
a sigma male."
like like V for Vendetta for sure because it's like there's like a lot of action in it,
Yeah.
but I mean I couldn't watch this movie when I was 13.
Oh,
I wouldn't
absolutely
understand
not.
what's
Yeah.
going on until like and then I'd just watch the end and I just find it hilarious because it's like the meme,
Yeah, exactly.
but I don't
Um,
think I'd be like inspired by it. I'd probably like act it out.
do you know who Daniel Pleasant View? Is that his name? I keep forgetting it. He's such a
Plain
weird name.
view.
Plainview?
Yeah.
Pleasant View is the road I live off of. Shit. Um
All right.
Do you think you know who he reminds me of a little bit?
Yeah.
Thanos.
Just like thinks he's doing the world a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing,
Yeah, and the
or
way he treats his family, and like how he gets stopped at the end.
oh, a means to an end.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Okay,
He's like the
fair enough.
Thanos of oil.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know where I'm going with this. So that's about all I have to say about the movie. We've gone for a little while. Do you have any other questions for me?
Um, I'm just reading my notes right now.
Okay.
I guess the final thought I have is like, could you take any like meaning from this movie?
Um,
Like any themes you picked up?
I honestly don't like this is more of like a warning movie, right?
I thought so too.
Like don't do
I thought it,
this.
yeah, and like what do you think is like the modern day like Daniel Plainview?
The modern day Daniel Plainview. Oh,
Yeah.
this one's easy. It's Andrew
Yeah, I
Tate.
know. Oh, I was gonna say Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, or Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. That aligns better because he's a businessman. Yeah,
So like I look at this as like I don't know. Capitalism is like both leading the country towards the future, but
right.
also like
Destroying it.
simultaneously destroying it.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Elon Musk makes sense. Yeah, that's a good one. Either that or like Jeff Bezos. Although Jeff Bezos, like, he's just kind of goofy.
Man, I don't know. I fuck all these billionaires,
Yeah,
man. Like,
I can't do anything about it.
no,
No,
can't do
and
anything.
they know that.
Yep.
But one day maybe he'll have his Daniel Plainview moment, and we'll be like, wow, that guy sucked after all. Well, at least everyone else will think that. I already think he sucks. I have this extension on
Time will
my
tell.
yeah. Time
I
will
mean,
tell.
like, it's not like in history lessons that like, oh, and in 1900, this oil tycoon who was super influential. Well, actually, that's not true because we still have
That
like
that did happen.
Carnegie
Yeah,
and like Rockefeller,
Rockefeller.
like all
Yeah.
these like, oh my God, can you imagine like Bezos Square in like Seattle or
Oh,
something like that?
Zuckerberg
Oh,
yards. Oh,
Zuck Courts in
Zucker
like
courts.
like Palo Alto.
Zuckerberg.
Oh,
They renamed
gross.
Pittsburgh Zuckerberg.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be miserable.
The Pittsburgh
That's all.
Zucks.
Oh, no.
Gross. It's kind
Hey,
of
at least
funny.
Steve Ballmer didn't rename the Clippers to like developers or something. 'Cause
Baltimore?
you remember what? No, no, Steve Ballmer
Oh, Steve
from
Ballmer.
Microsoft.
Okay, yeah.
He didn't rename the Clippers to like the developers so he could scream developers, developers,
Oh, that'd be
developers.
awesome. He should have done that.
Yeah, well,
So going
maybe
back
it
to
would have
Elon
helped.
Musk, it kind of does make sense because he's like promising people like a new town to live in on Mars.
Oh
Um,
God.
like the parallels are there. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tunnel pipeline, the boring company.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Elon
See?
Musk. Holy shit! Elon Musk. No, he wasn't in middle school back then, but he was like. He probably watched this movie and he was
He
like, "Yeah, I'm gonna model my whole company after
uh,
this."
might have read the book. Well, no, that's not true because he had like an emerald mine, or his father had an emerald mine.
Oh shit! That's another parallel. He started out mining.
Yeah. There you go.
Weird.
So he
Yeah.
started his small fortune.
If you're Elon Musk's priest, look out. He's gonna get you. Do you think Elon Musk ever went to church in his life?
Probably.
You think so?
Mm, yeah, like who hasn't?
I know
I
some
feel like
people.
I feel like it. You no, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
That might be a little ignorant, but
Yeah. I
I
mean, in
feel like
our
it's
where we live, you kind of do have to go to church at some point. Like it
Yeah,
just naturally
yeah,
happens.
just naturally
There's that
happens.
kid in school he was like, "Hey, want to sleep over? But we got to go to church in the morning."
Oh my gosh, don't remind me. I'm so
Yeah,
miserable.
I mean that was me.
Ah, hated that
If
because like
any,
you'd want to stay up all night, and then you
yeah,
do, and then you're like, okay, time to wake up for the 8 a.m.
time to
service.
stand and clap for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so there will be blood. Anything else you want to add to the discussion? I think we had a breakthrough on this one about Elon Musk, so I think that's pretty great. And Thanos.
That's for sure. And middle school Sigma mentality.
Exactly. So if you were a Sigma male in 7th grade and your MySpace profile was just the picture of you flexing, but you didn't have any
Leave
muscle
a
there,
comment. We want to make fun of you.
yeah, we want to make fun of you. Send us your Wayback Machine of that MySpace profile. We'll feature it on the next pod. Okay. You want to move on to the next part?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Let me stop recording. My computer's been blue screening a lot, so I'm gonna stop recording again just so I don't like lose like 37
Oh
minutes of
yeah,
footage.
yeah.
So just give me 1 second.
Oh, that was only 37 minutes.
That was the only the part where we talked about the movie. There was like 20 minutes before that.
Okay.
This might be a long one.
I mean, I thought we'd have more to talk about, but guess not.
I think we're being pretty efficient.
Oh, you know what? The one thing I didn't mention, I forgot. I'll just tell you this now.
All right.
Um, Okay, so okay, this movie came out in 2007.
Okay.
It was an Oscar nominee, but lost to No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought I always get the two movies confused because of that
Oh,
for
because
some reason.
I mean, they kind of look like the same,
It
right?
looked like they could be the same movie. I didn't know anything
Okay,
about this. Yeah.
so get this. They they were filming so close to each other that when during that oil rig burning scene, you could see the smoke in the No Country for Old Men set.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome. We'll have to watch that sometime, I think.
that's a great one. That's a
Lauren
good one.
Lauren she said she just looked at the plot of this movie. So I guess she's not going to watch it ever. She played
There Will
Baldur's
Be
Gate the
Blood.
whole yeah, she played Baldur's Gate the whole time I was watching it. And I think like halfway through when he was screaming in the church, she was like, "I'm going to look up this movie cuz it seems interesting."
Oh man,
Yeah,
no,
so
it's not. It's the build up
you got to
that
watch.
makes
Yeah,
it so
she should
good.
try it.
Yeah, because it's enjoyable, right? It's just a slow burn,
Yeah, it's an interesting like
but like the
character
payoff is
study.
worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man. Wow.
I just watched a movie that was a slow burn, and the payoff was not worth it.
What was it?
Called Heat, came out in like '95. It had like
Oh, the Al Pacino. Al
Al
Pacino.
Pacino,
Al Pacino. I mean,
Al Pacino, and Robert De
yeah,
Niro.
they
Yeah.
were. That was the first movie they shared together.
Uh, well, I mean, they shared Godfather Part 2
I mean, like they were both in the same
on the same
in the same
scene.
scene. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Shit. There's another. There's something I was watching. I don't think it was gonna put it on the podcast or anything. Oh man, I forget. It was a T. No, it wasn't. Was it? Dude, I don't know. I'm losing it.
Let's finish up the podcast.
All right, let's finish the podcast. What is your screenless shout out?
Hey, so I'm forced to go to the gym now.
You're
Um,
forced to?
yeah, I have to get in shape
Oh.
because I'm getting married
Yeah, when's the wedding?
soon. I'll tell you off the pod.
Okay.
Actually, who cares? I'll just say it anyway. We'll look at it
Open.
next year.
Here's an open invitation to everyone on who listens to this.
Oh nope. We got a strict
Oh,
number.
oh, you want
That's it.
you're gonna have a smaller wedding. I think you mentioned that before, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess this is gonna be my screenless shout out, but I don't want it to be, because it's my new passion of the rowing machine.
Did you get
Yeah, man,
one?
that thing is. No, I know I didn't buy one. I just go to like the gym, and
Okay.
like no one uses it there because everyone just wants to use like free weights or like,
Well, you go to Planet
you know.
Fitness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
But like
anyone there's a
it.
bulky dude enough to do that, so you're good.
Oh, not ours, man.
Oh wow.
People like, well, not the rowing machine, but like people either do two things. They just like stand around and like lift weights,
Yeah.
or they just go into like the treadmill and then like leave. No one touches that rowing machine, and that thing is all mine.
Is it fun?
Oh, it's so much fun. I that's like the biggest problem with like working out for me is like, I get so bored easily,
Yeah.
but um and like cardio is like awful because it's just like a repetitive task. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
I'm just bad at like running. Um, but rowing, I mean, I think it's cardio, but like it definitely feels like there's more strength
I think
involved.
rowing is a full body workout.
It feels like it. It's awesome. You start with your legs, and then you use your core, and then
Yeah.
finally finish up with your arms.
Wow. Yeah, all in
It's
one
fantastic
row.
in one row.
Holy moly. I should do that.
It's if you have a gym membership,
I do.
highly encourage. Do you? Okay, so I use Apple Fitness or
Okay.
whatever, and I just do like a 30-minute rowing session and
30
just
minutes?
yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Should I ever tell you about the time I did 30 squats?
No,
Like deep squats?
how'd that work out?
I couldn't sit down. I,
Congratulations.
I I did like 3 sets of 10 like back to back one morning.
Yeah, yeah.
No stretching, just like woke up, came out to my living room and did them.
Squatted.
And like
Did them?
my ass was almost touching the floor squatting. Like it wasn't like little squats. It was like tough.
I think that's too deep.
That's too deep.
That's too deep. If your butt should not be like touching the
No, I
floor.
don't think it was really touching. It felt like it was almost touching the floor, but I don't think it was. I wasn't looking in the mirror or anything. But like I was fine for like that day, and then the next day like I woke up in
Yeah.
the morning and I went to, go to the bathroom and like I couldn't get down and far enough to get on the
Yeah,
toilet.
dude.
It
The
was like that for
swole.
the rest of the week. It was so
I
much.
mean, you're like overexerting your muscle, and it's just like rebuilding
Yeah,
itself.
and I'm like
It's
a big guy, so
awesome.
that's like a lot of weight coming down.
Yeah, that's also true. But you just
Yeah.
gotta keep at it, man.
Yeah, no, I've been walking like a lot, and I think at this point like I need to start going to the gym because I'm not even getting tired from walking anymore. Like I walk
Yeah.
4 miles a day most days. And like it's 1,000 calories on my according to my Apple Watch. It's 1,000 calories for me. That and just like
Okay.
throughout the day. But like
Hmm.
I like my whole top is still looking the same, but my legs are getting like a little toned. But like I have to go to the gym, so maybe I'll do the rowing machine too.
Yeah, try like it'll kick your butt fast.
Oh
Try
yeah.
like 10 minutes, and
Oh,
then
I'm not doing 30. I don't want to be like I can't move
yeah,
my whole body tomorrow.
try. Well, I mean, I don't know because you can adjust like your
Yeah, the
resistance
tension
too.
and everything.
Like I think I only had it like at 5,
Yeah.
and that's mostly because I care about like like repetitions.
It's not about getting jacked, it's about cutting sometimes, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
rowing I think is a cutting machine.
Yeah, I love it. It's super,
Do,
super great.
does your gym have the like ropes that you just pick up and move flail around like a caveman?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I always wanted to do that.
I did it when I did MMA.
Oh yeah.
That
That
was
seems like
that
an
was pretty.
MMA thing.
Yeah, it's definitely an MMA thing. It's pretty cool because you're like nonstop for uh 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but like it's you're not stopping for 3 minutes.
Yeah. And someone's like screaming at you next to you, so
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
that's too much. Oh man. All right.
Sorry, Russ. What's your screenless shout out?
My screenless shout out is something I bought over the weekend. It's a water cooler.
A water cooler.
I bought
Is
a.
this like do you put like a jug on it and everything?
You put a jug under it.
Whoa, and it feeds itself.
It
It's like
feeds
it has a
itself.
pump.
Yeah, it has like a pump in the bottom, and it like pumps it up when the reservoir gets too empty, and then like it does all the typical like office water cooler stuff. Like it heats and it chills. But I have the heating thing turned off because like I'm never gonna
Who
use
wants
that.
hot water from that thing?
Yeah, who wants
I
tea
never
from?
understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a way to like get a lot of backup and build up in the thing.
Yeah.
But I do the cold water, and let me tell you, I've been drinking a lot of water because of this thing.
Dude, it's so good, right?
Yeah, and Lauren just told me a little bit of contribution from Lauren on the podcast. She texted me during the podcast that um that she might move to first shift soon, so that's great for the podcast. Um
Wow,
but
cool.
I'll have to read over that again. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. She said there's a place nearby where we can in the Conrad Weiser school district. I don't fucking care if I just said some local area. Um, there's like a spring water place where you can fill up a 5-gallon jug for $1.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is, but that's awesome. I mean, I think you can go to like Weiss and stuff,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that might be a little
Wise has it
expensive.
as well, but I think it's $5 there.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but $5 for 5 gallons, that's still pretty
still
sweet.
pretty good. Yeah,
And it tastes delicious.
yeah. It's so good. It's spring water. It has minerals in it. It's so funny because like you think that clean water, clean drinkable water is a given in society in
Isn't that
America.
messed up?
And then like we went to Canada for vacation, and like
Mhm.
we both noticed like the water, like even in like the shower, we were like, "Hey, like does your skin feel smoother?"
Wow.
Yeah. So
I did not feel that way when I went to Canada, but
really?
yeah, I was on a lake,
Oh
so
yeah, you were camping. I meant like the water in our hotel.
in your hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like our hair and skin just felt
You
vibrant.
know what? I think it felt much better in Scotland too
Yeah.
when I went.
Yeah, they got it figured out there. Oh man, what a bummer.
Definitely not in Mexico, but
No, 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 no. No, but like
but
ours is
anyway,
probably comparable to Mexico, which is weird. But yeah, I really like this water cooler. It like when I'm working from home, I definitely feel like I'm in an office now because like occasionally the compressor will turn on, and I like
do
want to
you do
go.
you, do you strike up conversation?
I was thinking about putting the rock next to it so I could just talk to him. My little cardboard cutout of the rock.
I
But
think you should, man. It's a tradition.
yeah.
You gotta do something
So,
to it.
what do you think about those fires in Hawaii, Mr. Rock? Why aren't you down there?
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
Yeah, how do you feel about your people
He
struggling?
posted a video on Instagram, and I think a lot of the comments were like, "Why aren't you helping?"
Oh man. Well,
Which
I mean, what was it? Was it just like a classic like thoughts and prayers, or
it
like
was like a heartfelt like to my people, whatever they say. Um,
do something?
I don't think. Well,
Like
honestly, like, I would be surprised if he wasn't doing something. However, he's gonna post like to show everybody on social media that he's doing something. I think
Yeah, I mean, I
the
don't know. Maybe he did donate something. He just
he's
like
got to
didn't
be
like the
donating something.
publicity. Yeah.
Yeah, like 100 people died.
Yeah, I mean, I know this isn't like a political podcast, but that is, yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I really hope he goes down there and like he doesn't post about it, but like someone will like not paparazzi, but like someone will be like, "Hey, The Rock's down here helping out." I mean, what's he gonna do? Like the Screen Actors Guild is on strike.
That's a great point.
What is he
It's
doing
not
now?
like he's
Running his
working.
businesses?
I mean, hey, I mean, I feel like people in Hawaii could really go for some nice rock water, whatever that's called.
Voss?
I don't think it's Voss, dude.
Oh, Terramana?
Is that it?
Terramana's his
Is that an energy
tequila.
drink or water?
No,
not
he has shares. He's like a somewhat stake in Voss.
No, it's not Voss.
Oh,
It's
Zoa.
Zoa, that's it. Yeah.
I always wanted to try that.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think I can drink that.
Yeah, let me look at. Hold on, I'm doing some recon on The Rock right now, checking his Instagram. Yeah, his last thing, like, a couple days ago, was about Hawaii, and he hasn't posted since. So,
Rip.
my theory about The Rock, and I don't know, we don't really talk about The Rock too much on this podcast, but like Lauren and I love The Rock.
You guys do.
He's in our Christmas card every year, so like my theory is he's down there helping out now, and he's taking a sabbatical from because The Rock always posts on social media.
Oh my god. Do you remember sorry, this is a tangent, but I spelled Soha wrong and it got me to Sobe.
Oh shit!
Do you remember Sobe?
What happened to Sobe?
Oh man, I don't know.
I always felt like they're still around. I think
I could go for a nice Sobe right now. Do you remember how?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were so good.
What was your go-to?
I'm trying to like look at like what they offer. I think I mean for me it's just like the green tea.
Oh, okay. I was a tsunami guy.
Tsunami.
Whatever the purple, not purple, pink one was.
Oh yeah, I remember people. It was strawberry daiquiri.
Oh hell yeah! I used to feel like such a Sigma male.
No,
because they had the glass bottle and everything.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, now they're plastic.
Oh,
disgusting.
Pollution.
Yeah, I know.
Why isn't everything glass?
Because it costs money.
Okay.
I mean, they should just raise the price of the drink, right?
Yeah,
Make
just
it, like,
yeah.
premium.
Why don't they like prioritize recycling it so that we get money back? This podcast has gotten strangely political at the end.
This podcast just went off the deep end.
Yeah. So my screenless shout out is my water cooler.
Very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that'll do it. That'll do it. Thanks for having me on, Russell.
We got a solid hour probably. This is a normal length podcast for one movie. It's normal length, right?
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was great too. Thank you for joining me in this short notice.
No problem.
We'll return again as soon as we can when Lauren is feeling good enough to talk for 2+ hours, probably.
Or I guess you'll have me again. I don't know.
Yeah, or we'll do this again sometime. So, listeners, I'll approximately average 10 listeners on YouTube. Please let us know what you think. Do you want Will Party to come back again? Are we banning Lauren from the podcast? I'm just saying shit like this because I know she'll listen.
yeah. Please leave a review of my performance. And, I think I'm just asking for an angry comment now.
Yeah, someone will be like, We really need more representation on this podcast. I don't think it was the smartest move to have
Oh
another
man.
man on after you had that opinion
Yeah.
about the Barbie movie, Russell.
Will takes too many pauses, and he looks on Wikipedia and reads off of Wikipedia too much.
Yeah. Well,
Three
I'll
out of
be honest.
10.
I'll be honest. I'm not cutting anything out of this.
All right. Well,
I don't even. Oh my
burn it.
God, the guy. Okay, hold on. The guy who owns Sobe Water. His name is John Bello, like a minion.
Oh well. Yeah, I think that's. I think you should pour a Sobe out for John Bello.
John Bello. It's probably Bayo. Oh God. Oh, he does not look like what I thought. Oh God.
You look like a minion.
No. He looks like Barry Manilow and not Barry Manilow. Shit. Who's the singer who just died?
I don't know.
Um, shit. He collabed with Lady Gaga. Tony Bennett. He looks like Tony Bennett. You looking him up?
No, I'm looking at the Philly score against Miami, and oh, we got one. It's 1-3 Miami.
Ooh. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, everybody check out MLS on Apple TV. It's $50 now. And we'll be back next time. Lauren and I will talk a lot about Baldur's Gate. So if anyone was expecting that this time, I'm so sorry. But I know Lauren has a lot to say about it. But if she gets fired from the podcast because everyone wants more Will Party, then I guess I'll have to talk about it next week for like an hour.
Yep. That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
That's just how it goes. All right. Well,
I'm initiating a coup.
Yeah. Do you have any last comments for our listeners, Will?
Nope.
Okay. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.